intimate knowledge of NAFTA. Former Republican governor and senator of New Hampshire, Judd Gregg, voted for NAFTA as a senator, and former Democratic governor of South Carolina, Jim Hodges, his state operates one of the top 10 ports in the country, which handles about, what, $150 billion in both imports and exports every year. I want to begin with you, Senator Gregg, Governor Gregg. Do you still see the benefits that you envisioned back when you signed NAFTA, when you voted for NAFTA, rather, that you hoped for back then? Or is it in need of a shining up or some type of update?
Oh, it's been a very positive event for the United States, for Canada, and for Mexico. Remember, we're all sort of joined together here in North America. And as a result, we've been able to trade back and forth and take advantage of each country's basic strengths. Whenever a person goes into, for example, Walmart and buys goods, they're getting those goods at a very reasonable price. And one of the reasons they're getting them at a reasonable price is because we're able to buy those goods from countries which produce them at reasonable prices. Here in New Hampshire, for example, about 40% of our jobs are tied to exports, and a lot of those exports in New Hampshire are to Canada. And as a result, they're our biggest trading partner as a state. As a result, we benefit significantly from not having our goods stopped at the Canadian border. And it does work much better if each country takes advantage of its strengths in trading with the other country. And so I think we've been major winners through NAFTA. And can it be improved? Oh, anything can be improved. But this idea that you should scrap free trade, that you move to protectionist approaches, that's not going to work for America. America represents about 4% of the world's population. We use about 20% of the world's resources. And the simple fact is that if we aren't able to sell our goods abroad, our value-added goods abroad, we're simply going to find that our jobs in America are really and truly lost.
I want to get to Governor Hodges, because you've got some real-world jobs that you could talk about. The Port of Charleston is an absolutely massive port that, as I understand it, does about $53 billion in deals with China. But can you just sort of shift the focus to NAFTA, and what kind of benefits or problems have you seen from NAFTA? Let our viewers know about that.
Well, I think Senator Gregg and I are going to have a great deal of agreement on this. You cannot have isolationist foreign policy or economic policy. From our perspective in South Carolina, the Charleston port not only has generated a great deal of throughput there, but a wide range of jobs that are near the port that are associated with importing and exporting. And in addition to that, one of the things that we have seen is a number of companies that have moved to South Carolina to take advantage of the free trade zone that we have. So we find companies from China and Korea and other places who have come to South Carolina to be a part of the free trade zone that we have and brought manufacturing jobs here. I mean, I'm a big believer in the benefits of free trade.
Well, it's kind of interesting, Governor Gregg, that yesterday when Donald Trump made what a lot of people felt were some decent points, the Chamber of Commerce, not necessarily a very liberal organization, they represent business in America, came out and swatted him down and called his ideas dangerous for getting rid of NAFTA. But do you see any side where NAFTA might have had unintended consequences and that we've lost manufacturing jobs?
Well, I'm sure we've lost some manufacturing jobs. Here in New Hampshire, for example, we used to lead the world in producing shoes. We don't produce any shoes anymore. What we produce is high-end technology. You have to move forward, and you have to move forward where you have the advantage. And we as a country have the advantage on value-added stuff, whether it's Facebook, Google, or whether it's medical technology here in New England.
I apologize. I must jump in. We've got the Q&A. I'm so sorry. We've got the Q&A in Ottawa. Let's go to it. Thank you both.